Episode 18. Clean Clothes. Bram looked at the battered book in Crowe's hands. That old thing? How much? Bram scratched his beard. Been sitting there longer than I care to remember. 1 silver. Crowe placed a coin on the counter. Crowe looked down at the cracked leather cover. Arcane lessons for the apprentice mage. To Bram, worth 1 silver. To Crowe, something else entirely. Behind him, Mira sorted through supplies. Rations, bedroll, crossbow bolts, clothes. She lifted a set of dark leather armor and inspected the stitching. How much? Bram named a price. Mira frowned. That's robbery. You're standing in my shop. And? So it's commerce. While they argued, the lid of a small wooden box behind Bram slowly opened. A cigar rose into the air, then vanished. Another followed. Outside, Crowe opened the book. Before they had gone 20 paces. You're going to walk into something, Mira said. Crowe kept reading. Mira stopped. What is that smell? Beside them, Vexx appeared with a lit cigar in his mouth. Crowe stopped. Where did you get that? Bram gave you a cigar? Vexx took a puff. I didn't say that. Mira stared at him. You stole it. Stole is such an ugly word. Vexx grinned before becoming invisible again. The oaken lanterns smelled of roasted meat, bread, and ale. The innkeeper looked between them. Food? Baths? Yes, Mira answered. Which first? Mira looked down at the mud and dried blood covering her, then at Crowe. Look at me. Which one do you think I choose first? Crowe considered it. Food. Mira stared at him. Mira closed her eyes. Bath. Later, Crowe sat near the window with an untouched plate and his new book open before him. No spells, no incantations, just lessons. But the margins were filled with handwritten notes, corrections, observations, failures. Someone had owned this book before him, someone who had struggled with the same lessons and recorded what worked and what didn't. Things an apprentice should have learned from a teacher. Crowe had never had one. He found himself reading the handwritten notes more carefully than the printed words. Across from him, Vexx was now visible, but sitting low in his seat. His eyes could just barely see over the table as he puffed his cigar. You know that's a children's book, he said, reaching for a piece of bread. It's an apprentice's book. That's what I said. Footsteps descended the stairs. Vexx looked up. Oh. Crowe followed his gaze. Mira stood at the bottom of the stairs. For a moment, Crowe barely recognized her. The mud and blood were gone. Her dark hair was clean, and she wore the new leather armor she'd purchased from Bram. For the first time since Crowe had met her, she didn't look like someone who had just survived a fight. Mira caught him staring. What? You look different. That's what happens when you remove several days of dirt. Vexx removed the cigar from his mouth. I like the dirt. No one asked you. Mira sat across from Crowe and pulled his untouched plate toward her. Crowe immediately stopped her. Order your own. Mira smiled. Over dinner, Crowe's eyes drifted toward the window. Across the square, Velarian Thorne's wanted poster remained on the notice board. 10,000 gold crowns. Mira followed his gaze. You've been thinking about it. Crowe said nothing. You said you stole his spellbook. Yes. From where? His tower. Mira stopped eating. You broke into Velarian Thorne's tower. Yes. A pause. And then you stole his spellbook? Yes. Mira slowly put down her fork. 10,000 crowns is a lot of money. Maybe you should have asked why before you stole his spellbook. Crowe considered it. Probably. Mira laughed. Crowe reopened his book to a chapter called Concentration. For tonight, there was food on the table, a roof overhead, and something new to learn.